Hi everyone, this is Daisy. I'm back with a video for Getting Ready To, which translates to 5 and 6-year-old children. Essentially, anybody can do this if they want to just work on the subject. Our topic is Wally. Our materials are going to be pencil, pen, and markers. So here we go. First part, drawing. So Wally was like a box, and then he had his two eyes and his tractor tire wheels, sort of a thing. So in the middle of my paper, that's where I would like to put a box. So go ahead and draw yourself lightly. Don't draw this too dark because you want to add on the wheels and the eyes and all those fun things. But we put the box right in the middle so that we know that the body's taken care of. Next, he's like a cube. So that means it can't just be the front. We have to add the side to it. So take the left corner, inch it backward, one, and make a similar line from the bottom, right there, and connect that up. Next step, his neck. We don't need to do this on the right side because you only essentially see it to one side. Then we're going to work on his neck. So his neck is like a pipe. So you want to find the middle of the box right here and put down where you would see the bottom of his neck to be. It doesn't connect right to the front, it moves back a little bit. And we're going to add to this a few pipes. So pipe 1, which is like another little box right there. We'll close it up. Then we'll add pipe number 2, a little inside of the first box, just like this. And we'll close that. Pipe number 3 is going to go up taller, maybe till about here. So I'm going to go ahead and make another box still, and that's going to take us up to this point right here. Now, we are going to add the eyes, and he had two almost like semicircles, but they have to kind of intersect on top of this part here. So I'm going to put 2 dots on top of the bar and touch each dot to make a curved line that goes away, just like this. A second curved line, just like that. And what we can do now is we can get rid of the corners of our pipe from behind because the eyes are in front, not anything else. Touch the upper corner, straight line away, just like this. Straight line, straight line. Notice that I'm not going further than the outside of my curve. Why? Because from here, I want to make it curve bigger, go in. So at this point, I can take off my line. So you're looking for what we call a teardrop shape. I want to make it from the top, make a curve, go in, and so I can take away these inside lines, which were approximates for me, but I like my eyes a lot better right now. It's all about what you do or don't like. His actual eyes are inside of these two parts, and the way we draw them is we create a circle. It's pretty large. It should be almost touching the bottom and the top. So you don't want to make them too tiny. Please have a look at the video carefully as to where to place them. 2 circles. Inside the circles will be a smaller circle. Right here 1, right here 2. And that's done. Connecting the eyes so that they can see everything are 2 pipes. So touch the bottom of the eye and make a curved line to the holding pipe and make this into a double. Do the same on the other side. Okay. Next step is our arm. So the head is done, and we want to connect the bottom of the neck to the box. So do you see how we had this corner going out? We're going to add another corner just like that, and then the front line straight, the back line also straight. At this point, notice very carefully that I made sure that I'm a little bit behind the corner of the base pipe. It can't be in the same place because it has to make sure that there has to be room for the pipe to connect to the body. Left arm first, and so before we draw the arm, I want to put down where the wheels would be. They're on the bottom 1/3. So if this is a box and you divide it into two parts, that's half and half. But I'm saying 1/3. So you bring it down lower. So this is one section. This would be one section. This would be the second section and third. My wheels, I want them to be about here. So make a line across and make a similar line on the other side. This is the top of the wheel, not the bottom. Now, the wheel is where triangles, big triangles. So we're going to bring a line diagonally down. It's not vertical, it's a little slanted. So you're going to go ahead and make yourself a line 1, make yourself a line 2, and you're going to close this off. And you're going to erase away the inside corner. Same way, if you can use your pencil, you can mark out that this is where your line would be 1, and you're going to create line number 2, just like that, and the bottom has to match up, so you're going to close this up right there. Next, the back of the wheel. The back of the wheel is very close right here. So it comes from the top and it comes here and it comes front. So same way, on the other side, we would go backward and we would pull it up near to the body. So this makes for a perfect full round that we need. Now, he's got tractor, how would I interpret a tractor wheel? Treads, they're like treads. If tanks have them, tractors have them. It's like instead of a wheel per se, there's a big band. It's like elastic band that wraps around the wheels, and it gives the machine a lot more surface area to move around with. So that's one of the reasons you don't see the inside round wheels like your mom and dad's car have. You'll see this instead. Going up now to the arm. The arm is connected close to the body right here. We'll make a circle, just like that. Connected to the circle is going to be the arm. 1. Don't let this go higher than the body machine. So this is your machine body. Keep it to the same level, and you're going to create another round. And you're going to erase off this part. So this becomes one arm for your Wally. Inside this arm is another part which will go up. So there are sections to different parts of Wally's body, and we just have to draw them in. That's all it is. And another curve. And you can close the bottom curve up now. And this is where you would get his arm. Another pipe that goes out, straight, straight, curve to the bottom, close the curve around it, and this is where you would have Wally's hand. Wally's hand is like another box. So diagonal and make a right angle line. So that means it should look like a box. When you make your box first, you can't go wrong. So this is the easy way to draw robots and stuff. And then you want to attach this to the arm that's coming out, and we're going to take out lines and lines. We're going to put in a anchor, going to put one line up, going to put a second line up, And we're going to close this, and we're going to have two fingers. Remember, Wally had fingers, and how do we make the fingers? We erase off the middle of the two connects, so that gives him 1 and 2 fingers. And the fingers move because there are joints here on his body, just like that. So that gives us his arm, number 1. His second arm is right here. So again, I'm going to ask you to keep your eye on this drawing and just follow my steps. So come close to the wheel, but just about this point right here. Make a dot, make a line going to the body. 1. Now make 1 box with these 2 lines right here. Let's just do it one step at a time, and then we'll erase away what we don't need. So I don't need the corner of that line inside the box. Next, bend, change. That means change the direction and make a second box. So this looks like a box, so does that one. So you have your second box. Next, this box bends in here and create a curve to where it's holding onto the arm, like that. Now, how does it connect to the arm? There is a base that's connected to this arm right here, which goes down towards your knee a little bit, just like this. And from this point, we would close it. And we would connect it to our body right there. So the line that I don't need is the real line. If you can see this now, this is our arm, this is the holding, and that's everything. So arm 1, arm 2, but we'll give it our fingers. So we want to split the line between them. Remember how we made the fingers on the other hand? So 2 lines, and you're going to erase away the middle section. That gives you fingers, and these fingers on this hand show all the way back here. So we'll also erase over there, and we will get this done. So this completes the body parts of Wally, and we can add a line right there. Now, the connecting the body to the wheels are hinges. So what that means is you have got 1 hinge right from here, so you're going to be out, and a curve, just like this. So we're going to do a out, and a curve, just like that. You have to connect your wheels to your body, and you're going to give 1 big bolt right there, something that holds them together. Next, you're going to have an arm that comes out from the top, and it comes out over here, and we're going to connect this. So a straight line on top of the part, a diagonal line away from it, and we're going to connect it here. Another bolt, and you're going to connect the 2 like this. So this holds his wheels to his body, and you've got that done. His remotes are to the top of his body, so near the hand, right over here, make a line that gives him the top part of his body where his remotes are. So you're going to create this all the way here, and you don't have to take it to the side. You divide the front into 1 section, 2 sections. Next, you're going to split this into half right there. So to keep watching, and please feel free to rewind this video as much as you need to keep up with the various steps that we're going through here. You're going to have his actual walkie-talkie box right there. So it's got a little, he's got a lot of boxes. So I keep saying box, and box. And again, we're drawing 1 more box. There is a circle here. We're going to keep this simple because this is for our younger ones and our ages there. And this is Wally. So you have, and his name is written right over here. So a circle here, and L, L, A, Wally. And one more E right inside this circle, and that's that. And that figures it. He's standing in, you can create your horizon line, but you know, the movie that we saw of Wally, there was the whole of planet Earth was destroyed, and this little robot was trying to just organize. I guess that's the word for it. But that's what you've got right there. That's your drawing. Moving to our coloring. There's a lot of gray areas in Wally, so we're going to work with our gray first. You want to see if you can take some time and invest into some cool gray markers. They're like this. This is a Prisma marker, and it comes written over here. You will see if you can. It says cool gray 20%. Now in the gray range, you go from 10% to 90%, and there's so many variations over for it. So we're going to color down all things that are nice and light. So that would be his eyes. Remember to do your tracing. Tracing lines always. Create your tracing line so you never lose your footing. You don't ever go out where you're not supposed to. Hold on 1 minute. I'm going to use the broad side. The Prisma markers have got a thin side and they have a broad side to them. Makes working with them very easy, because it gives you the capacity to cover a larger area very fast. Remember, markers, the thing is, if you notice carefully, I did one layer on the outside fingers, two to the middle, and it became darker just because I'd done 2 layers versus 1. I'm going to go ahead and put grays over this upper body here and this part as well. As well as this side. There's a top side which we did not draw because there was nothing to kind of put in there. And you can also put it down into this area. The wheels are going to be way darker, but it doesn't hurt to kind of put down an outline of sorts. And we'll come back in with darker gray tones for these mechanical parts. Remember, we talked about his body itself. It had a yellow body that he has. And I'm going to go ahead and put inside the eyes also the same stuff. Now, we are going to go in for a darker color range. So this is a 40%. I want to go darker than 40%. This is cool gray 70%. This would be a great way to show you all what I meant by what I said. So this is going to be darker. Than the light gray that we used. Maintains it. This too is a cool gray. So in grays you get 3 families. You get the warm grays, the French grays, and then the cool grays. I tend to tip towards the cool grays a lot more than the other stuff, but you can definitely go with other ones. It's a preference, so that you don't have to feel like, but I don't like this. When you go to the market, you can pick and choose what you would prefer to get versus what you would not. Just keep your eye on the video and keep pausing whenever I do a new area and you still have to color it and you want some time. Stop the video and get the next part, and then the next, and then the next. Okay. I'm going to be using these again in a few minutes. Now I've got this is 80% gray, and I'm going in for a 90% cool gray. And that's the one that I want. And so the 90% cool gray is going to be my tracing line. Because he's all metal, Wally was made out of metal. So in different kinds of materials that we have available to us, we have wood, we have metal, plastic. So those are the kind of things that we make choices between, and he was all metal. I'm making the eyes a little bit more darker than I did when I first started, just so as it shows where his robotic eyes are really truly. Going to go back to my 70% gray, and I will put on the tires a 70% gray. on to our orange. If you get a chance, if you don't know who Wally the robot is, but you get a chance to see the movie on from Netflix or something, don't miss out on it. It's a really cute movie. It is a very, very sweet movie, and the robot Wally is something that everybody kind of fell in love with when the movie first came out. He's so adorable, and he's so resolute. Very nice. The base pipes that connect his head to his face were also orange. And they had a little bit of a rusty look on them. That means like over time, as things made out of metal are affected by weather, they start to pick up this rust tinge, and he definitely had a rust tinge on him. So that was that, and we have our E. So this is going to be the E was left in white. Just keep watching. Like, it's always a good idea on these videos to watch first, understand what's going to happen, and then take it away. Now, the last color that I would want to work with is going to be our black outliner. So I don't want to use a marker for that. Instead, I'm going to be using a micron pen. And again, these pens are something that you can kind of get in the market whenever time permits you and you're able to get them. They're good to have, but be very careful that the tip is well managed, because if you don't do that, they'll not last very, very long, sadly. And be careful as you work. Notice I've got 2 smudges here. Can you see that? Even working with markers, your hands can pick up a little bit of color that you did not need. So I'm going to protect my picture now with a piece of paper so I don't get more smudges on there. And that's about it. There was a line here. The big place where we want to get some kind of a design is these wheels. So you're going to create straight lines across. Remember when you made the wheels, there was a front side to it. The other side was a darker, the inside of the wheel. You're only focusing on the front. Notice how my pen is stopping at that line. You may not be able to see the line right now, but if you look at your original drawing, you will see it there for sure. So you have this. And if you wanted to add a further pattern, you can definitely do that. But I feel like we already have a lot of work that we put into this thing to where we are going to just complete it now and not additionally add more work to your load. The inside of the wheel is going to be made black. And I leave a little bit of the wheel looking bright still. I don't color all of it black. If you'll notice carefully, just wait for a quick minute. Let me finish this part and I'll explain. Now have a look at what I've done. So notice how I went and left a little bit on the rim. This I need so that you can, because around Wally works day and night. So when it was nighttime or sunshine, his little body gets light from all around. In art, when you're making artwork, your light sources are very important. So that means which part of that object becomes shinier, which part becomes darker because there's not enough light on it, things like that. These are things that you always have to address in art. And if you are able to keep doing that and building your skills on it, that's what will make the difference between a basic picture to one that looks really interesting to people. This is all that we're going to do for the Wally project because our targeted age group is very small. I feel like this is enough, but if you should happen to finish this ahead of an hour, we normally target 1 hour. So if you finish it ahead of 1 hour, you are welcome to add a background, sort of like what planet Earth would look like if there were no houses or anything and there was a lot of rubble, or maybe just dirt, or maybe just big chunks of steel or bricks or something. That's what you would get for your background. So you're really very welcome to add that on. If you do this project and you have a picture that you have made, do share it with me. Send it so as we can have a look at what you've been up to. It'd be great. If you have requests for a certain subject, please give it to us in the link below and we'll be sure to address it. See you in the next tutorial. You have a great one. Thank you.